I've learned and
sorry, I forgot to record it. So go ahead.
yeah, and experiences of myself and also my loved ones too, and people I know. So I started Young Living this month 5 years ago, and I am just so grateful to have started Young Living. It's made such a difference in my life. The one reason it made a big difference was I started with thieves because I was cleaning for Sarah Paul. Sarah Paul had Cooper, and she needed to rid her home of toxins. And so she started using thieves and the oils, and she introduced it to me. And for years, because I've been cleaning for 30 some years, I looked for a cleaner that was natural, truly natural, and one that actually worked. Because I tried Mrs. Meyer's, fifth, seventh generation. I tried all different things and it never cleaned. So I was a little skeptical because I had tried natural things, but realized that I was being greenwashed, and thieves is the real deal. And it really, really works. And I've had success in using it now for the past 5 years. And I'm just so grateful to have these oils to help support my husband and myself for various things. So we're going to discuss the basic application of essential oils and how they can support our nervous system, particularly tonight, and where to apply it. So I basically just always tell people, just get oils on your body. Just put them on your body, because they know what to do. When they go in your body, they know what to do. But there are specific places we can use oils for specific things. And that's what we're going to talk about more later. We know that our lives are all different. We're all individuals, and we've gone through many things in the history of our lives. And even before the past 2 years, which has put another layer on, what we've been through in life, these occurrences in our life affect our nervous system and our nervous system response. So we all respond differently to things like flight, fight, and freeze, which is the sympathetic system. And we even daily, we alternate our own selves on our responses, day to day, moment to moment. And these responses can be through like depression, anxiety, sadness, or anger. But when we really pay attention to these responses, we find ourselves under high stress situations. We can then prepare ourselves and think about like the triggers and our reactions that come, because they come without thought, right? They come automatically. But we can learn ways to help ourselves and bring that parasympathetic system and our sympathetic system like into balance. And we need help. We need help to do that. So some of the things we can do to help achieve a balance with our nervous system is we can regularly exercise, because that increases the endorphins in our body. We can learn some deep breathing exercises. We can use better food choices, especially foods high in B vitamins, omega-3 fatty acids. And we might want to supplement like with Super B or Omega Gies. We have those with Young Living. So they really can help our nervous system. We want to eat things that are high in antioxidants. So we might want to also use an Inksha. These are things that Andy and I use all these on a daily basis because we know our food chain is very depleted. So we might need some supplementation. Sleep is very key because it provides the time our body needs for our brain to get cleaned out, to rest and recover. And so we don't want to underestimate how important sleep is to our responses in our body, especially when under stress and those types of things. We can also do mind exercises. We can do different word games or things like that. And what I found interesting was even productive, meaningful conversation can help keep our mind sharp. Now think about it. The past 2 years, we've been much more isolated from even our family members than normal. We even right now still are at the point where how much interaction are we going to have? Some want to have more, some are ready, some aren't. But we have lost a little bit of those meaningful, productive conversations. But these are the types of things that keep our minds sharp and keep us connected. And that is what keeps our, helps our nervous system to stay healthy. So we want to think about, how we can build back having these meaningful conversations with each other. There's two other important factors, and we're going to discuss them a little later. But first, I just want to talk a little bit about the nervous system, just the basics about it, and go more into that parasympathetic and the sympathetic system. Our nervous system, first of all, is amazing, and it is complicated, but it's basically the autonomic nervous system, which controls involuntary activities in our body, like heart rate, breathing, digestion, glandular function, and our blood vessels. So these are all things that are happening automatically in our body. We don't even think about it, right? We don't think about our heart beating. We don't think about breathing. I mean, these things just are happening in our body. And these, the two, it's composed basically of two parts, and these both balance and complete each other. So first, it's the sympathetic. That's the fight or flight response, right? This is the excitatory. So it has a stimulating effect on our body, and it secretes stress hormones like adrenaline. How do you say that word? Adrenaline. I couldn't say it right. So that actually helps us, right? When we are in a stressful situation, or we're in danger, or we need to protect our child, or we need to, you heard of people getting adrenaline because they can lift a car to get it off a person. It is a wonderful thing because it gives us the ability to do things that we maybe normally couldn't do, right? And then there's the parasympathetic. That is rest or digest. And this is inhibitory. And it has a relaxing effect, secreting acetylcholine, which slows our heart and speeds our digestion. And I'm going to go into that a little bit more as we progress. But the main aim of our nervous system is, with these two types of these two parts, is to bring it back to balance or homeostasis. And it is responsible to our nervous system for coordinating every movement and action our body makes, and all our functions within our body, like our heart beating, our feet walking, our lungs breathing. And it helps all our body parts to communicate. And our spinal cord is the pathway for messages to be sent by the brain to the body and vice versa. So to be truly healthy, our nervous system must be functioning properly. It's a really vital system, like all the systems in our body. Now, since the spinal cord is a pathway for sending these messages and keeping it functioning well, one of the things I wanted to mention of the two important ways, one is regularly visiting your chiropractor. I don't know how many of you go to the chiropractor. I was at my chiropractor today already, and I go once a month. And it's really important because aligning your spine, it's helpful in keeping the pathways open. And then the second important thing is using our essential oils. So the essential oils, they provide oxygen, and because of their direct link to our limbic lobe in the brain, which is the emotional control of our brain, where our emotions emanate. So essential oils are essential because who of us doesn't need more oxygen and more control of our emotions, right? We could all use both of those things. And essential oils, the therapeutic oils like Young Living has, they have to be pure therapeutic oils, and we know we have those. When they're inhaled, they pass through the blood-brain barrier. And so the oxygen that we receive then increases our concentration, our mental alertness, and it benefits us then in many ways, like we get better sleep, we're in a better mood, and overall our body systems, including our nervous system, are just in better balance. So, I find that, putting those two things together, along with the other things I mentioned earlier, can help us have a healthier balance in our nervous system. So let's discuss now the application of essential oils and what oils to use. We know that there's different ways we can apply oils. One of my favorite ways, I'm doing it right behind me here, is diffusing. I have a diffuser in every room of my house. When I'm home, they are going all night long, all day when I'm here. And it's one of my favorite ways to diffuse. And the other way to take it to breathe in is the aromatic breaths. So one of the things we can do is we can take an oil like Clarity, and we can put a drop in the palm of our hand, and then we can rub it around in that circular motion, get those molecules going, and take those 3 aromatic breaths. So it's been shown and recorded that that it reaches our organs when we breathe in diffusing or aromatic breath in seconds. It's in our body in seconds. And when we apply it on our skin, which is another way we can use oils, it can pass in our bloodstream through our body tissues right to our organs in minutes. So that is one of a really direct way of getting these oils into our body and achieving the benefits from them. So who else, show of hands, or who else loves diffusing? Yes, yeah, I just love it. I just love it. And your house just always smells amazing. But also, more importantly, instead of disrupting your nervous system, in fact, damaging it, like toxins from plug-ins and candles filled with toxic chemicals called fragrance, your home can smell amazing, and you're adding oxygen in the air, and you're providing your body with the benefits of these God-given, life-giving, oils. They really are. They're all here on this planet for us to use. And aren't we so thankful we have these little wonderful bottles of wonder in our homes. I'm just so grateful. So there are other ways we can use essential oils too. Of course, like I said before, we can put them anywhere in our body, and they have the amazing ability to travel quickly to what our body needs. It's really true. So sometimes you may just grab an oil for some unknown reason off your shelf. It's what you need. So just use your oils. But then there are specific oils that we can learn for more specific things. And we will learn the specific oils for those systems. But what about where to put the oils? Like Sarah said, a lot of people wonder, okay, I have these oils, I diffuse them, and I take the aromatic breaths, but where else? How else can I use these oils? So one of my favorite places to use oils, one of the first things I do in the morning is take Copaiba and frankincense. And I also have Brain Power here, which I put a little roller top on. Brain Power is a powerhouse oil. It's a blend. I just roll it on my brain stem, right at the top of my neck, right where the brain and the neck would meet. Okay. And this is very helpful for concentration and focus. Now, some people like to put oils on the crown of their head. I know, Sarah Stutzman, you do that a lot. I really don't. I don't know why. I never got in the habit of putting it on the crown of my head, but there are definitely benefits for doing that, again, directly getting it into your brain but also think about it. Your hair is a diffuser for the rest of the day. So you are just taking your aromatherapy with you. And I just love that idea. So that's great. Another place is your spine, talking about the spine being that area where we want to keep it in balance and line. Now, that can be a little hard. We usually need someone else to put it on our spine. So we might get a partner or our marriage mate or whatever, or one of our kids, or put it on our kids on their spine, because it's a great place for your immune system and your nervous system too. Also know there's the vital flex points, right? On our hands and our feet. I'm more familiar with the ones on my feet. There is everybody who uses essential oils needs to get one of these reference guides. And in here, there is a picture, you can't find it right now, but there is a picture of the VitaFlex points of your hand and your feet. But you can also Google it, and then you could print it out, and then you would have that showing you where those specific spots are on the bottom of your feet or your hand, and putting the oils on there, and that will be for a specific body part that you want to address. I love putting oils on the bottom of my feet when I go to bed at night. The big toe is a direct VitaFlex point to your brain. So when using my sleep oils, especially vetiver, I do make a blend. I put it in a roller and I roll it on the bottom of my feet, but especially my big toe. And vetiver is great for racing thoughts, which I had a big problem with years ago. And I got a lot of help. So you can put cedar wood in there, lavender. You can put vetiver. And you can also put in like thieves, because thieves will help your immune system during the night. That's a good time. So especially in the winter, I'll add thieves also to my nighttime roller. Excuse me. Okay. Our children seem to be more receptive when applying them to their feet and spine. And when we are introducing children to oils, we don't want our children to reject the oils, because we know how beneficial they are. So we want to be really careful about introducing our children to oils. So the spine and the bottom of the feet is a really good place, because it will help them, but it will also, if they don't like the smell, like if there's an oil and they don't like the smell, you don't want your child to then, you know how kids are, they get it in their head and they're like, no, I'm never going to use DiGize again, but it will help them. So you want to really introduce them, be careful, be mindful of children and also new people too, that have no understanding or are very new to oils. I want to mention neuropathy. So neuropathy is nerve damage, okay? It's really not reversible. And unfortunately, most people who get nerve damage, it's maybe from an accident, but most people, it's probably from diabetes. We hear a lot of people who are diabetic for a long time, and they've suffer from neuropathy. My husband had a very uncontrolled diabetes for a long time. He's not diabetic anymore because he had weight loss surgery. But excuse me, I gotta have a drink because I'm getting like dry in my throat. Golden turmeric. So I make an ointment for him. And when he first started getting this neuropathy, they gave him a cream, the doctors, years ago, and it really didn't help. But the ointment I make really does help him calm that, the tingling, the pain, and I put a lot of oils in. So I use lemongrass, peppermint, Roman chamomile, lavender, cypress, which is really good for circulation, geranium, juniper, And then I like to switch it up. Sometimes I'll put in Valor, Panaway, of course, and I always add Copaiba. So I really encourage everyone to get Copaiba. It is it helps with inflammation, and it is very, very calming. And when you're layering oils, it's good to start with Copaiba because Copaiba calms the area down and really opens the pathways to accept the other oils that you layer on. So I always add Copaiba. It is the same constituents in as CBD oil, but it's from a different plant. And so it really works well for inflammation and calming. And it's also very calming as far as it can help you calm down. So that, again, with your nervous system. Another place for oils is behind your ears, your earlobes, and especially emotional oils is a very good place. We can also wear bracelets like wooden or lava beads, and we can take our oil with us by putting some drops on our jewelry, and then it goes into your skin during the day. I do want to mention that generally you can put oils almost every place on your body except for your orifices. You know, you want to be careful, and not, of course, not in your eyes. If you do, for some reason, get it in any of these places, you want to grab a carrier oil, like anything, like olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, whatever you can find the fastest. And it dissipates it very quickly, because I've already got like touched peppermint, and then I forgot, touched my eye or scratched or, you know, itched my eye, and I got it on there. So, but the carrier oils dissipate it. You don't want to use water. Water will drive it in. It will make it worse. So always use a carrier oil. So that's just a little side point there I wanted to bring out. So the aromatic breath, like we did earlier, is a really quick way of getting these aromas into our limbic system. So if you have a need, like if you have stress, say you're in your car with your kids and you're in a traffic jam and everybody's freaking out, you know, or something happens and you go in the store and you're triggered by something because of a past emotional trauma or things like that, you want to have your oils with you. So I really encourage you to experiment with the oils, use, make sure you have the ones that work for you and carry them with you. I mean, there's cute little bags that you can carry your oils very conveniently in your purse. There you go, Angela. Yes. So we don't want to be without our oils, because there's times we're out there and we need them and they're like, oh no. I had experience with a woman on a plane when Andy and I went to Nashville, and I found out later she was alone with 5 kids in the plane, but she had a baby and she was walking the aisle and the baby was crying. And I said to Andy, I got to take her some peace and calming if she wants it. Like, I feel so bad. So I got up and I went back and I said to her, I'm really sorry their baby's upset, but I have some essential oils here, peace and calming. If it would be okay, would you want me to help you with that? We could put them on the baby's feet. And she goes, oh my, I forgot my oils. Yes. And she did Young Living. She had peace and she knows all about the oils, but she didn't have them with her and she needed them. So we might be able to also help someone else. Who knows? So it's a wonderful thing to have these in times of need. So yes, so keep them with you. The other thing many people don't realize is oils only stay in our body for about 4 to 6 hours. So we must reapply. Okay, they're not gonna like build up or accumulate in our body. They're plants, they go in, they do their thing, and they're done. So use your oils every day for everything, and we really can do this. So now I just want to go back to supporting those 2 specific nervous systems, okay? Because there's certain oils, we learned all the different places we could put the oils. But what oils would we use? So the parasympathetic system, has the relaxing effect. It controls our body's ability to relax. It can lower stress, and it works to keep you in a relaxed state when it's healthy and supported and trained. So to stimulate that or improve it, we can use oils like lavender, valerian, patchouli, marjoram, ylang-ylang, rose, vetiver, Idaho blue spruce, or probably any of the conifer oils are good. And also the blends that are unique to Young Living, like Peace and Calming, Harmony, and Rutabaga. So these we can have on hand to help us have that. Okay, thanks, Sarah. So the sympathetic, it has a stimulatory effect. So to stimulate it or help it work better, this is the system that helps us during stressful times or a bad situation. And it helps us get away from a bad situation, the fight or flight response. So oils like fennel, ginger, eucalyptus radiata, peppermint, rosemary, black pepper, or blends like Clarity or Brain Power, and Genesis. I am obsessed with Kid Scent Genesis. Who has this oil? This is, oh my, I use it every day. I'm just obsessed with it. And it's great for adults too. So all of these can help us have healthy responses to danger. But then in the sympathetic, but then a healthy parasympathetic system, it will cap that so that we're not in a continued state of fight or flight, which is very detrimental to our overall well-being. And so we understand that we were created with these amazing systems that work automatically, but living in the world we're living in with all the stressors we have, on top of maybe our own personal things that we've had to go through in life, it's really gotten us our system out of balance. So using essential oils can provide and support and create more balance. So our responses do really protect us, and then respond to when we respond to danger properly, and to calm us so as not to have adverse effects on our overall health. Like Psalms 139 says, 39:14 says, we are truly wonderfully made. And so we have these wonderful systems in our body, but because of the world we live in, we need to support it. And our nervous system, really, we need to have a healthy nervous system to be healthy. So I encourage all to do your research and take personal note on your own nervous system and how it's working or not working. And do this self-examination, like journal how you respond in different situations. Was that a healthy response? How can I help myself to respond better? So we can move more toward a balanced nervous system. And, find a chiropractor to help you with this, to maintain and open those pathways. It's really worth it. It's only $40 for my chiropractor a month. And I just feel like it's worth every penny to have him. And it helps in so many ways. And then use your oils, experiment, and write down what you respond to best so that you can have the oils that are specifically for you. So thank you so much. But if anybody has anything they'd like to share, any questions, or if you have a story, we love to hear everybody's stories of how these oils have helped them. So if anybody wants to share, we would love to hear it.
We have about 5 minutes left. If anyone has a question or wants to share. Ruth, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ruth.
I actually have a question, and I probably asked this before, but like lavender, you were talking about using it like every 5 or 6 hours. Now, I use my lavender every couple of hours, so that's okay. I've been and it's Is that still okay? I just want to.
Absolutely. You can't OD on oils,
Okay.
but what I was saying is that like that's why we want to keep using them, because they only will stay in our body for 4 to 6 hours.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
use it, I have to say, I use the lavender a lot. And I use the valerian and the lavender. I mean, they're miracle workers. And really, but I do use the lavender quite a bit. And I use it like sometimes I'll use it like, every 2 hours, I'll just put it on,
And when
Okay.
like I said, when I'm home, I'm diffusing all the time. So I'm, our home has lots of oxygen. I mean, I just love the fact that we are putting oxygen in our air, and we are helping our bodies, So
Absolutely. We
Thank
diffuse a lot.
Thank you, Ruth, for sharing
You're
that.
welcome, Dan. Sure.
Anybody?
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Ruth. Yeah, we have 4 minutes. So any other questions? Let us know or message Denise. Denise, thank you so very much. And anyone can reach out to you if they have a question. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, support those brains, support that nervous system, because you don't want the high stress, because that creates inflammation in the body, and inflammation causes disease. And so, or dis-ease, which when you say that fast, disease, right?
Yeah.
For a long time.
We might not realize it that we're in a heightened state, because after a while it becomes so normal. We just think, oh, this is me, I'm just normal. But it's causing damage in your body. So yeah.
Headaches, eye twitches. Yeah, I mean, look for the signs.
Gut issues, like your stomach's off, digestion, all those things. So yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna end this. Thank you so much. You all have a great night. Next week, Sarah Paul is going to be on talking about mental health in a modern world, and how we can support anxious thoughts and support our mood and our mental health with essential oils and natural practices. So we'll see you next Monday night. Good night.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.